Welcome to the challenge today, and we are mobilizing the spine. So a nice little 3-in-1. So we do a flexion, we do a bit of extension, and we mobilize. So I will do a part for standing if you can't be on your knees, so you can fast forward a little bit. Otherwise, let's go. So you'll come onto your knees to start with. Wrists and elbows are under the shoulders, and have your ankles in line with your knees to start with. So I just like to have a little rock. Sometimes you might get a few clicks. Now your hands can be slightly turned out if you want to. You can be on the knuckles, doesn't really matter. So the first part of the 3-in-1 is we're going to come into child pose. So technically child pose is feet together, but if you can keep your feet hip width apart, then keep them there. And just sink your bum down and walk the hands forward and head to the floor. So depending on shoulder mobility, maybe taking the hands a bit wider will help the head to come down. Hands closer together might be a little bit harder, but it will improve shoulder mobility, so you can have a play with the hand positions. Just engage the floor slightly. So gently, gently, gently just push down into the floor. And you might feel how the shoulder blades come under the arms rather than up above the neck, the back of the neck. Now, as you come up, can you come up into a cat? So as you come up, tuck your chin in, tuck the tailbone under, so that you come into your cat in all fours. Now, I like to take the hands slightly forward. So taking the hands slightly forward, now we're going to lift the heart, squeeze your belly in, squeeze your bum cheeks in, drop the hips and look up. Now, my neck doesn't always like that, so I can look forward. But we don't want to be here. You want to be pushing the floor away and really engaging the bum cheeks. It's really important to squeeze your bum here because it's looking after the lower back. As you breathe out, suck your tummy in and imagine your belly button is pushing your whole body back to child pose. So I'm going to do this slowly a few times and then we'll speed it up a little bit. So you're in your child pose, reaching the hands forward. As you come up, you round your spine, keep your chin tucked in so you're in your cat shape when you get to the top. You can either leave your hands there or walk them slightly forward. Now you're going to lift your nose up to the ceiling, lift your heart up to the ceiling. Push, 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 push the floor away. Now squeeze your bum, send your pubic bone down towards the floor. If you really stiffen your lower back, you might be over there. You might not even come down like that. So don't worry, providing you're feeling a little bit of a stretch. Keep pushing the floor away from you. Pull the shoulder blades backwards and try and slide it down the back, and then your gaze can be up or forward. Exhale, tummy draws in, push your belly button into child pose. Keep cramping in my foot there. Let's speed it up a little bit. Breathe in. Coming into your cat, nice big round. Into your swan, inhale. And then exhale again. Squeeze the tushy. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Breathe in. And then pull the tummy in. So now we're just going to flow. Just see if you can make it into one movement, as though there's no beginning and there's no end. So maybe at the end of the day, especially if you work at a desk, really good way to just stretch off the front and the back of the body. And if you do work in a seated position all day, the best position for you is the swan position. But again, the most important part of the swan is to really make sure that your bum is working. So you want to keep that active, your tissue, because your bum cheeks support your lower back. Good. And then the last one we'll finish in child pose. Good. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Bring yourself up. So that was the 3-in-1 in a kneeling position. Let's go into standing for those of you that want to do a standing variation. So this, what I'm going to do now is, if you cannot go onto your knees or wrists or anything like that for the kneeling cat-cows, I'm going to give you an alternative which you can do in standing. So this is what we're going to do now. So stand with your feet hip width apart, knees are nice and soft. I'm going to turn to the side. And then just start to lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling. So imagine you have a princess crown and you reach in that crown, or a prince crown, or a no gender crown. Have that crown up towards the ceiling. Engage those abdominals, just have a shoulder roll. So we have the knees soft just so we don't lock out that joint, get those muscles firing up. Take a breath in. As you exhale, send the chin back first and then take the chin to the throat. Just really enjoy this stretching sensation you'll get in the back of the neck. And then start to release your body. So just allow the body to melt forward. As you roll down, you really want to engage the tummy to support the back. So you don't just want to let everything hang. Otherwise, your spinal column is doing all the work, and we don't want the spine to do that. We want muscles to do it. Oh, that's a lovely stretch over there. And then go down as far as is available for you, and providing you're not in any pain. So if you suffer with sciatica, and you have pain for longer than about 10 seconds, just come out of that a little bit more. But if you're just feeling discomfort in the back of the legs, hold it there, take a breath in, and maybe go a little bit deeper. Inhale at the bottom, and then as you exhale, suck your tummy in. So draw the tummy in. If you need to breathe again, stop, inhale, and then exhale up. Once you come up, have a shoulder roll, and then you're going to put your hands onto your back over here. So you can put it in that position, you can put your hands like that, or you can do that. So whatever's appropriate. So we've all got different arm bone lengths. So for some people, to put their hand there might be impossible because the arms are too long. So however you can get your hands there. Gently squeeze your bum cheeks and send your hips slightly forward. So we don't want to just whack the pelvis forward, just a little bit forward. And then start to lift your heart up and back. Gaze, you can either gaze towards the ceiling there. I quite like where the ceiling meets the wall, so the chin will be ever so slightly in. Keeping those shoulders pulled in, and then think of lifting your heart up and over beach ball behind you. As you breathe out, draw your rib cage down, so get the abdominals to do that. Release the hands. Breathe in, reverse the chin, and exhale down. The knees stay soft. Head is trying to go as close to the body. So especially if you've done yoga for a long time, be aware that you're not trying to straighten the back as you come down. That's a hip hinge. We're trying to mobilize the spine and roll it down. Going down as far as is available, and then a little bit further, providing you don't have any pain. When you get to the bottom, I just want you to pay attention to your feet. Does it feel like all the weight is in the back of the heels? Can you bring the weight a little bit more forward so the weight's across the arch and the toes? So it's almost like the heels are a little bit lighter. That's going to stop you hinging backwards. Just holding it there for a moment. Just relax your neck, your head, your shoulders. You can cross the arms if you want to. It's a nice way just to give the neck a chance to decompress, so all the vertebrae move off of each other. And I want you to visualize your spine as a bicycle chain. Now, if your bicycle chain is all rusty, and if you think of the links of the bicycle chain as each vertebra, you'll find that there's parts of the spine that get stuck. And this is really what we're trying to do with this particular exercise, is really mobilize each link in your chain. So breath in at the bottom, and then as you exhale, use your belly button to push each link up at one at a time. So each vertebra up one at a time. Really trying to round. Once you come back up to the top, squeeze your shoulder blades together, hands into the hips and the hips forward and up. And then release. So we'll just do one more. Breathe in. So We're just about mobilizing the spine with this, same as when we were on all fours, although when you're on all fours, the swan part of that one is a bit more intense. And then roll yourself up. Shoulder roll at the top, hands onto the hips and the hips forward, lift the heart. And then bring yourself back and relax. So that is an alternative to the 3-in-1 if you can't be on your knees or anything. So we still have the flexion and we still have a little bit of extension. So well done for that, and I'll see you in the next challenge. Bye.